How much time do you spend thinking about your dream life that you want your business to support? Now, do you have a success vision? Now, I'm not talking about a fuzzy, pie in the sky, wouldn't it be nice kind of life vision. I'm talking about a crystal clear, see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, feel it, touch it, all of the senses, all of those down in concrete, a vision of what you want for your life, for your business, or what you want your life, what life you want so your business can support you. I'm Raejean with Social Media Snapshots, and I know that I had this vision. I want for my business, for my life, but it wasn't always very clear. So without this vivid image of the life that you want your successful business to provide, you don't know where you're going. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland and she's asking the Cheshire Cat, which way do I go? And he's like, well, where are you going? She's like, I don't know. Then it doesn't really matter which direction you go because you don't have a clear vision of where you're trying to get to. So I developed a tool called the $1 Million Map. And it was to help me initially. It was just made it for myself just to kind of get a clear vision of that path that I want to go on, and it turned out to be amazing. So I worked with a few other business owners. I've done a workshop on it, on how to really help business owners find that path to make that dream life they have a reality. So with the $1 Million Map, you get a big picture of how to get to your revenue goals by breaking down your sales goal and backwards engineering to everything else that you need, the production, the advertising requirements, all those things. So if you start with your goal and you just chunk it down and you break it out to develop, to see what you need production-wise, marketing-wise, helps you to really get that big picture of how much time you're really looking at and the efforts that you need to build that dream life. So in this video, I'm going to discuss 3 of the benefits of using that tool. So the first benefit is clarity. So as I've worked with business owners, I've watched them get a lot of clarity from using this tool. They talk about, oh, I want to have this, I want this $1 million business. Maybe they don't want a $1 million business. Maybe they want to make 100,000 or 50,000 or whatever that goal is, but they don't always have the clarity of what it means to get there, how you get there. So most, as they calculate how many of their products that they need to sell, they become very clear on kind of what that requires, what changes they might need to make, what they need to focus on to get that, to make that goal. So production and sourcing, that becomes a big sticking point. It's awesome to go, oh, I want to make $1 million and I want to do it selling this $10 product. Do you know how many you think about? Okay, great. Well, how many do you have to sell of that $10 product, and how much time is that going to take? And going back to that success vision that you need to have for your life, how does that fit in? So is your success vision includes time with your family, but your production says, oh, well, to make $1 million selling that $10 product, it's going to take you 80 hours a week just in production to do that. Maybe that doesn't line up with the lifestyle that you want. So it helps you to reassess. Okay, so if those 2 things don't line up, what has to change? What kind of changes do I need to make to one of them? One of those things has to change. So how do I make those changes? And just by having that big picture view, there's so much clarity in, okay, well, obviously I'm not going to get there making a $10 product. Maybe it's time to raise my prices. Maybe it's time to look at some different production methods. It gives you those points. Okay, well, this is a problem right here. And now that I have this clarity, I have this big picture view, I can go in and start adjusting and seeing how to get there. Um, so there, let's make sure I'm missing anything here. So yeah, it's easier to assess the possible changes that you need to get to balance that revenue versus the lifestyle that you want. So before we go into the second benefit of using the $1,000,000 map, be sure to like this video, and then we'll get right into it. So the second video is about that assurance that you're going to find the solutions to your path. So by attending the $1,000,000 map workshop, you get feedback. You can brainstorm with other business owners for fresh ideas on how to come up with that additional. But what's that sweet spot? You get that additional perspective of different ways to look at things, and different ideas on changing different parts of your process so that you can get that goal. And we only know what we know. We kind of get stuck in our own ideas. It's one of the challenges of being a small business owner, especially if you're a solopreneur. You're trying to go or do everything alone, and you get stuck in your own head, and you can only see what you can see, but you're missing things that an outsider can see. So these kind of workshops have a mastermind environment to where you just have an explosion of possibilities that can just break you out of that rut that you're stuck in, and that narrow vision that you have for your business. And I have to do it this way because I've always done it that way. Well, do you really have to do it that way because you've always done it that way? Maybe there's some different possibilities. And you can also get some feedback on what's the best use of your time, or there's just so many avenues that you can break out of with just having another set of eyes on your business, on the big picture of your business. And then the third benefit is that assurance. So when I worked through the $1,000,000 map the first time with a couple of my friends, my business BFFs, Melissa and Andrew, and I went from these big fuzzy goals. Okay, well, this is what I want. $1,000,000 is such a round number. That's just an easy goal, right? Okay, so, but it was very big and fuzzy and vague, and didn't have a clear path on how I was going to get there. But sitting down with them, it turned out, it's like it's a numbers game. Our business are very important and serious, but it all breaks down to numbers. I went from these fuzzy goals to the realization that it's just a progress. As your business progresses, you see these patterns in your vision. You see that it's about conversion rates. So you can see that there's a conversion rate from ads or your social media post to your email list. And then from there, it's about the conversion rate from your email list to your sales. And it really breaks down to numbers. And I think we get so passionate about our thing that we definitely fall into that if you build it, they will come mode, and we lose track of it's about systems and strategies and those numbers that is really the underlying. That doesn't take away from the passion of our business or the service and the products that we provide to our customers, and those things that can help their lives. But it still comes down to, once you can see that it's all about numbers, to me, it was very much more, it was definitely an assurance that it was just about trial and error, and trying this and trying that, and that there's a framework to everything, and it's not about hope. It's about actually having those systems and processes in place. So we transition from hope to testing. So we're testing out the different aspects of our business. It goes from worrying that nobody wants your product or you to, okay, well, now I just need to analyze what my customers do want, what they are responding to, and give them more of that, and finding the best way to give them those things that they want. And gaining the assurance that in the path you're mapping for your business, that you are going to get there. And when I worked in insurance, they had the theory of large numbers. So it's like, the theory is, or the it's not a theory, but the equation was, that once you start dealing with large numbers, that everything kind of evens out. So, if you would look at, well, this one call took a long time, this one call took 50 minutes, but this call only took 5 minutes. So, in a day, it's kind of like, well, you might have a day where it's like all these long calls, and then you might have a day where it's all these short calls. But if you just look at that one day, it's like, wow, you didn't hardly take any calls. But if you step back and you look at, with the law of large numbers, and you look at how many calls you took over a month, well, that number is, there might be those days with the high calls, but they're going to be evened out by all the other days that are more normal, more typical. So you get a much better baseline of what is normal, what is typical. And we do the same thing as our business progresses. We get to the point where we see those same large numbers. We see that the more posts that we have, the more ads that we run, the more results that we get. And as we get more results, we can find that sweet spot in what our customers want, how to best give it to them. And it helps us to map that path for our business to our goals that we have for our business and for our life. So which one of those benefits is most appealing to you? Is it clarity? Is it confidence? Is it assurance? Which ones? Drop a comment. Let me know what sounds like it would bring you the most relief and the most sense of calm and peace into your business. So now if you are ready to add that clarity and that confidence and that assurance to your business, then you definitely want to join us for the $1 Million Map Workshop. It's on Thursday, and I'll walk you through how the map works. I will, and then we'll workshop the game plan to find that path to your revenue goals. You can get the clarity that business owners like Bridget discovered about her pricing and her production, and opened up the door to better possibilities to get to that revenue goal that she wanted, so that her business is supporting the success vision and that lifestyle that she wants. So I'll share the link in the description, and I'll hope to see you at the workshop. I'll talk to you later. Bye.